and I'm going to tweet super quick. Kicking off now, just in case people don't get the YouTube notifications, because I know not everybody does. And this sounds, actually it sounds like the gain's a little bit high. How's that? How's that? Oh, it's still a little bit high. How is that? Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, I was sounding a little bit peaky, but that should be better. Hello, Kagglers. I've stopped saying good morning. I've been working on it. And we are good, and everybody's here. Welcome. We are going to be continuing on in our project to summarize the Kaggle forums, basically. So if I head into my notebooks and then go to my work, yeah, here we go. Here's the post that we've been working on, and I believe we should have our notes from last week down at the end. And we do. Excellent. So we've been working on a project for a while to take in the Kaggle forum posts and summarize them in a way that is human readable. Hello here. Isaiah from Ghana. Oh, I know where Ghana is. Secret fact about me, I know that people who study linguistics, like, usually you develop, like, a favorite language that you just, like, really like for aesthetic reasons, and I really like Twi. I just think the vowel system is delightful. Anyway, so yes, I'm familiar with Ghana. And also there's a big AI research group in Accra. And we're also cool, reporting in on time, welcome. And Ivan says, I'm all signed up, but have no idea how to navigate Kaggle, so this is Brillo. Oh, fantastic. We have been making some changes recently, so hopefully this will be a good guide. And Mauricio from Rio de Janeiro. Hello, welcome. Welcome. So, let's pop open this kernel. Sorry, we've changed kernels to notebooks. Where's the edit button? There's the edit button. And the project that we've been working on for a while, again, just to pick up my head of steam again. So every morning I read the Kaggle forum posts that aren't on the competitions forums. Yes, all of them. Yes, with my eyes. No, it's not sustainable. Let's see. This morning I have, because I get them as emails, so I can triage them. This morning I have just a little over 100 to go through. And part of the problem is that because it takes me a while, if there's something urgent that comes up, the team's not going to know about it necessarily very quickly unless somebody else happens to see it. So I want a process where I can automate the figuring out what people are talking about on the forums and what things are coming up suddenly, and be able to communicate that out in an efficient way. So that's what this project is about. And if we look at oh, I see the workspace is loading. I was like, where's my link to the data set? So the data set is not loaded yet. And you can see we have to download the meta Kaggle data set. So this is what we're working with if y'all aren't familiar. And the meta Kaggle data set, I'm waiting for this to load so I can click on the link, is a data set of public data available on Kaggle. Good morning, we're all on you. And so if you're looking for data from Kaggle, just don't scrape it. It's already available. We've cleaned it up. It's documented. You can just do that. That should be a little bit easier. That's still loading. Whatever. Anyway, if you look at the number of forum posts over time, you will see that they are increasing logarithmically, which is, again, not sustainable for me to keep looking at with my eyes. Hence the urgency in this project. And we've done a lot of different stuff, and we actually did it all on stream, so you can go back and watch the other videos if you are interested. And where we got to is that we are pretty happy, or at least I'm pretty happy with our pre-processing. We're using word vectors, and we're actually using word-to-vec vectors that we've fine-tuned based on the Kaggle forums. So we have sort of multi-dimensional representation of words in space, which kind of correlates to meaning, based on how they tend to be used together on the internet as a whole. What is Word2Vec changed on? I think it might be trained on the 6 billion web corpus. I don't remember, man. And also the Kaggle forms. And then we've done some spectral clustering. So we're getting clusters out. And we've tried a little bit of hierarchical clustering as well. So the biggest cluster we get out of spectral clustering, or any clusters that are bigger than we would expect them to be given the size of our data set and number of clusters, we then break down additionally into smaller clusters. And that's all very well and good, but the problem that we've been running into at this point is that we don't really have a great way to show the results of the clusters. Let's run all. And we tried word clouds, and it doesn't work great because the same words tend to be used over and over on Kaggle, even if they're not sort of the things that are most central to the topic. So what we did last week was we looked through this set of course slides here from the University of Washington and looked at a number of different methods and tried to figure out what would be the most useful for us to summarize our text. So this week we're actually going to spend some time implementing these strategies. And Roland, who says Word2Vec is usually the Wikipedia training corpus, so thank you. Hello to everybody. And Matthew says you have an error in your regexes for removing thank. All right, let's take a look at that. Oh, I don't have my workspace loaded in. That's been loading for a minute. I wonder if that's correct. All right, so we've run all our code. Yeah, so if you look at some of our word clouds, you can see that thanks is showing up here, and it's pretty big. And actually, we want not to see thank. Oh! No, you're right. That's a basic error in regexes in general. So I have this regular expression here that's supposed to match thank followed by anything, but actually, so the star means whatever the preceding character is, you can repeat it as many times as you want. And I want that to match any character that's not a space, actually. So... my slash might be backwards. Let's find out. Are you gonna work? No. Well, I can try. Oh no, I do have a space here. Okay. Let's see. This might remove too much. Sorry, I'm just futzing with regular expressions. All right, that looks like it works. Except we still have thanks down there in small letters. Okay. Oh, here we go. Matthew has regex for us. So regex stands for regular expressions, and these are based on the Perl syntax. So, oh, that's right. I need a captcha group. And people are reminding me of the things that I didn't do last time. No, but now we see thanks still. Maybe it's these? I don't know if that syntax is right. I'm more familiar with okay, yeah, I think that's looking better. Sorry, we just went off on a tangent there. So we've been trying to remove the word thank and thanks and thank you and thankful and all of those words from our forum posts because people are super nice and they say thank you a lot. And that is fantastic. Super happy to see that. However, it's not super informative. So we're trying to remove those posts from our, we're trying to remove those words from our lexical methods that we're using. And the workspace is still loading. Yeah, all right. We'll see if it ends up loading before the end of the stream. If not, that might be a bug. Justine says, do you work as a software developer? No, I am a data scientist. Which is different. And Matthew says, you missed the star at the end. Oh, I see. I did miss the star at the end of yours. Sorry, Matthew. Also, there's a little bit of a delay between me and the stream, so I am not ignoring you. I just didn't see it, and there's a lay. Kovis says, do you think we should remove greeting words hi, hello? I think we're probably okay, because if you look at, I know I said we wouldn't be doing word clouds. Listen. Hi is, it is pretty common, huh? Also, I think there's a way to pipe these together, but I can never remember how pipes in Python work. I think I'd have to write a function for each of these things in order to pipe them, and that just seems not super time efficient. Also, I'm pretty sure I could use flash text at this point because I'm looking for a lot of different things. But again, I don't know what the again was there. I'm just not going to do it until we have a really big list of words. Let's take a look at this. TS. All right, so kernel is the name of, it's what notebooks used to be called. We've changed the name to notebook, so FYI. it's sort of slowly rolling. Work, hopefully not in the sense of doesn't work. Problem, question, data, error, Kaggle, issue. This is good because I do want to be able to identify issues on the forums pretty lickety split. So I'm pretty happy with that, actually. All right, yeah, good suggestion from Kovis. And Matthews recommends the website Regex 101. It's really awesome for testing regexes. I think that's a good idea. Roland Yu says, is hi hello more indicative of opening posts, or do they pop up intermittently in threads more often? That's a good question. So one thing that we could look at here in the Kaggle forum post is sort of the structure of the dialogue. There's been a lot of really cool posts, really cool work on Reddit forum posts, especially looking at the structure of Reddit forum posts. Let's see if I can find the structure of Reddit forum posts. I think it was at ACL. This is not exactly the structure that I was looking for, but this is the sort of general idea. So modeling the way that conversations flow over time. I'm not especially interested in that for this particular project because this is it's by Mari. Mari's great. She's at the University of Washington. She does really fantastic work on speech. Victoria. I don't think I know Victoria. Anyway, sorry. Having done research in the field, I know a fair number of people, which only occurs to me when I see something that has been done and then I'm like, oh, I know you. Yeah, I'm thinking of steering clear of that type of analysis for now. I think it could be helpful and interesting later on. But right now, this is really like easy way for me to summarize the information, basically. Citron says, why is there HTTPS in the words? Because people are posting links, although I should be removing regular expressions. Oh, no, I see. Okay, so this is HTML tags. I don't think actually I am removing URLs. So, yeah, I guess I could remove URLs, but I'm not. VJ says, your greedy matching, use question mark before the star. I think it still works. And yeah, it removes the space after, which is fine because there's a space before and a space after. So if we remove the space after, then we have, it's like the word was never there. And we don't mess up the spacing. So I think that's okay for this particular use case. But good looking at things. Okay, so now that we have words, yeah, and I need to figure out why my my function for moving posts with thanks in them isn't working. So that's something I can work on in a little bit. So I'm just looking at this, and we have So actually, sorry, I'm just thinking about things. I think what I'm actually going to do is move this further up in my pipeline so that it occurs before we do our clustering. So here I have a big block of, here I have a big block of functions that I've been using in this project, so I'm going to move it up here to the functions, and then it works on a text string and it replies with a text string. So we're getting the topics and forums from various posts. I want to start doing when we start to... Okay, so here we're filtering the forum posts to get the recent ones based on the time frame that we're looking at, and I think we're looking at 1 day. We're reindexing and we're removing polite posts. And for some reason, this isn't working. This section isn't working. So let's really quickly... Nope. I want that to be marked down, not code. Oh, that's right. It's an index. Okay, and we won't be able to get it. Let's try rerunning it and see what we get. This is turning into data cleaning. I mean, story of my life, man. I'm working on something and suddenly it's data cleaning. Okay, so we are definitely, so my function to get the polite posts is working. It is returning an integer vector with the indices of the polite posts as intended. And we can't drop them because, oh, I see. So I think the error here is that there's actually, this isn't a vector. It's not a, what should it be? A list? I don't think it's a list. I think it's a single text. Okay. Gotcha. So the things that are happening is that we have this index, and when we try to drop things using that index, we are getting an error. So it's not actually removing any of the polite posts we found. So we are finding the polite post using the function that's in this library you can't see because my workspace isn't loading. But what we're not doing is actually removing them. Okay, so we've narrowed the bug down. Mad Wolf says, can this be generalized to a broader topic to figure out what words are said more in speeches and which words make them popular? Yeah, I'd say that's just like a pretty straightforward frequency analysis. The wrinkle here is that I want to know about specific topics that are arising organically, and the topics aren't necessarily repeated. So I'm doing this in a completely unsupervised manner. All right. 2, stack overflow. Pandas drop. What type of data structure was this? int64 index. Why did not work? Why am I having problems with this? All right. Drop specified labels from rows or columns by label names and corresponding axes. Okay, that's not what we're doing. Or when we are doing this, specifying directly index or common names. When using a multi-index, labels on different levels can be specified by removing the index. All right, so this particular data structure that we're using is not being used here. Single label or list-like. This looks like a list. The problem might be that the list is... What if I get just the first item? Nope, that's not going to work. So I can index into it, so it does look like it is a list. So my thinking was that it was actually like a tuple, and we wanted the first item in the tuple was the index, but I don't think that's the case. All right. Can I just make it a list, I guess? Will that work? So the problem is definitely with the dropping. All right. Yeah. All right. Let's see if this works. Oh, goodness. Must be... What if we just make it a list? At this step, will that work? Let's find out. Try running, so I hit Control Enter and I should be running just this cell. So now, woohoo, I'll get rid of these where I was just sort of futzing around. Sample posts drop, polite posts. Here's the polite posts. They ain't dropped. All right. Wait a sec for the... So what if I get just the ones from the polite post index? Doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? None of these are in the index. Someone says get the type. Let's see if that works. It's a list, and it should work with lists. Like this says single label or list like new in version 0.21.0. Gausis says, I think use round brackets. I think you use square brackets. Do I need square brackets? Let's check. It looks like the syntax is for square brackets because drop is a function of data frame. Oh, gotcha. Gauss says there's a little bit of a lag, so I'm not ignoring you. Mahesh says use square brackets instead. Maybe I'm doing it too many times. Maybe I'm doing too many transformations. So let's try this. Because it could be a list of lists. Let's see. Because the RPP, remove polite post index function should, oh my god. I can't. There we go. Should return an index itself. All right, that's an index. Yeah. All right. And we have reset the index. Maybe it's the second layer here that I've added. Let's see if this works. Oops. Didn't want that. Let's see if this works. All right. Oh, key error. Not found in access. Ryan says you're passing it a list wrapped around a data frame object index rather than a list of the integer rows that you want. Yeah, I think removing it should help because now it looks like polite posts is just Yeah, polite posts is just a list. It's a sample post. Oh, interesting. Oh, I see. I was like, why aren't the HTML tags removed? It's because that happens afterwards. Ryan says, do I lock? And Zitrone says, try giving it a list-like index manually just to test it. Oh, that's a good idea. So let's do sample posts dot drop, and then like, I don't know, 11, 12, 15. See if that works. Oh, that don't work. This looks like a pandas error. I don't think this is my problem. Because that is exactly to a T the syntax in the documentation. Yeah. Data frame, name, dot drop, and then a list of indices. Okay, well, thank you, Zitrone. Ryan says, do I lock polite posts on the data frame you're looking for? So let's see if that works. Unhashable type list. Axis 1. So it's doing it by row and not by column. Got multiple values for argument axis. I've hit tab to see the options here. Oh, Mayor says can't drop rows like this. Drop is for dropping columns. I'm pretty sure that they did say that you can drop rows. Yeah, see here they're dropping row 0 and row 1 from this sample data frame. So it's definitely intended to work. It should be possible. Yeah. Vibob says, I love kernels. They're free and have changed my life for good. Oh, good. It's always a delight to hear that. Axis 0 drops by index, I guess. Well, let's try that. Nah, it's not. Okay. Oh, Orion's like, axis is for like the previous thing. Try to you don't need that. Unhashable type list. Okay. Zitrone says, is sample post even a pandas object? It should be a data frame, unless I've done something real funky. It's a series. It's a column. It's not a data frame. Zitrone, you just like, that is very helpful. Okay, well, pandas drop row indices. Oh, it's not actually row indices. Drop series by index. No, okay, but drop should work with series as well. Panda series dot drop. Series dot drop. Index labels to drop. Redundant, not necessary. Series dot drop. No, okay. My syntax is as it is. Oh wait, do I have to say? Okay, I've got an idea. What if I do PD dot series? Do I need to do that? Let's try. Let's see if that works. Nope, I don't want to mark down cell. Ooh. Did I not actually copy this? I don't think I actually copied it. Actually copy it. Actually paste it. I'm just fat fingering things this morning. Copy it. Paste it. There we go. And I don't want to overwrite it. Panda says no attribute sample post. Okay. Yeah, I don't think you actually need to specify that the series object is defined is a class of pandas. Ryan says, you're doing iloc now instead of drop. Do sample post.drop access 1. I don't think it's going to work. I think that there is a problem with the pandas function that I'm using. Let's see if somebody else has done this. Blah, 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 blah. Somebody's passing in an empty data frame. That's not my error. If it does not have unique indices, nope, those are actually different numbers. Sorry, I was dyslexic for a second. I mean, I'm always dyslexic, but for a second it affected me. All right, so I was thinking we might have a repetition in our indices, and maybe that was the problem, and it looks like that's not the problem. Well, that wasn't it. I think I actually deleted that. I was trying to remember the Jupyter shortcut for... I think I was trying to remember the Jupyter shortcut for commenting out text, and instead I have split the cell, which is not what I wanted at all. Helpful. So we are correctly detecting polite posts. Posts aren't being dropped for some reason. pd.df.drop bug. Because my syntax is exactly the same as the sample syntax, and it should work for both series and data frames, and I'm not entirely sure what the problem is. So I am just going to, well, actually, let me really quickly check if it works with sample post info, just for my own edification. Nope, that's a markdown cell. Cannot run code in a markdown cell. Yeah, no, it doesn't work on either of them. For mysterious reasons, and I'm just going to drop it for now and come back to it a little bit later. Ryan says, drop defaults to dropping columns. Axis 1 will make it drop rows. All right, let's bring that cell back. So that was escape Z to bring back cells. Let's see if axis equals 1 does anything. I don't have high hopes. No, it doesn't. And Citrone says, suggests doing sample posts dot index where the index is. I feel like we did a lot of this previously, and even though it worked then, it doesn't work now. Oh. Okay, we didn't get an error. That's good. Now what we also didn't get was the polite posts removed, because it looks like they are right here, like right here at the top, taunting us. Maybe this is where I need to say that it's the first axis? Or sorry, the second axis, which we've called 1 for mysterious reasons. Key error, not find in access. Okay, so it looks like that's the wrong one. So the first one that should be dropped is this one, 23618. Oh, okay. Okay, it looks like 23618 isn't there. So the problem might be in our other code. All right, let's go check the other one. And is this still not working? It's still not working. All right. Kaggle.com/kernels. 40 minutes. I'm gonna have to change the name of this video to bug hunting or something. And then lots of people saying things. Rosal says maybe try to drop one that is in there and see if that works. I think it is, and obviously there's a bit of a delay, so if I've already addressed your question, know that I was not. Let's try this one. So 12657. Oh wait, actually I think it should be the first one maybe? Yeah, no, so it is removing them. Yeah, I think our problem is with the, I think our problem is in this script with the code here. Thanks should be in there. Thanks. All right, let's take a look. So we've got thanks here. We've got thanks here. We've got thanks here. THX. Thanks. So it does look like these are all uppercase. Which is potentially a problem. Let's look at the 11th one. See what that one looks like. My guess is that it's going to be lowercase. Oh, that's right. We removed it. And this one, yeah, this is the one that worked. Okay, so I'm guessing that our problem here is with the lower casing in the code. Which is frustrating because we should have set it to lower. Am I not removing very short posts? Oh, that might be the problem. That might be the thing right there. All right, all right, all right, all right. Oh, I see. Okay, so I should only be doing it on very short posts. Okay, so maybe I am doing it correctly. Let's get the length of, let's run this real quick. All right, and let's try to get the length. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's definitely less than 100. 1, 2, 6, 5, 7. Okay, so okay. I thought this would get us only of the are in the columns. Oh, right. Those are the rows. We want all the columns. Oh, that doesn't work. I can't just say all of the columns. What if I just put an empty slice? That's all of them. Nope. What if it was the first 1,000? I think that's gonna give me an error anyway. Nope, that didn't work. All right. Helpful. Oh, that's right. That's why you have to use the stupid. Is that what iLock is for? I except that's a function. Okay, stuff like this is why pandas drives me nuts. If we were in R, I would have been done 40 minutes ago. It would have been extremely simple. And partially that is that I am more familiar with R. I need to see there. But partially that's because data frames are a first class object in R, and you would expect them to work. All right, iLock is with square brackets. Helpful. That makes sense. That didn't work. All right, let's do this one because the I presumably stands for index. Positional indices are out of bounds, so that's fun. Can I just pass it polite posts directly? Probably not. Oh, you can. Okay. So here are the polite posts after 20 minutes of futzing. Cordula says, something's wrong with your index. Is there a /n in the list output? Yes, but only sometimes. I don't know. It seems to be that is the problem. It seems to be something about the way that it's printing the error message that's adding the n, because it looks like when I was looking at the object itself, I didn't see it. All right, here we go. So here are the polite posts, which are correctly being selected. All right, so it does look, no, I was going to say it does look like it's only the ones at the beginning that aren't being selected, but that's not the case, because we do have some here that are at the beginning and are being correctly removed and are uppercase. So I don't know. I don't know why this isn't working. I'm a little frustrated. Why is it only working sometimes? That's what's super mysterious to me. So it should get all of these words, or I guess grams, because some of them are unigrams and some of them are bigrams. And then I'm just using this keyword processor to extract keywords. So basically, if any of these are found in the lower text version of the post, oh, I do post to lower twice. Maybe that's the problem? No, because if you use lower on an already lower text string, nothing happens, right? Yeah, nothing happens, so I shouldn't be getting any errors from that. And we're returning the span info. And then we're basically checking that anything was returned, so it wasn't the empty set. And if any of these things were found, then something should be returned. And if that was found, then we add the index of that row to our column, and it's only going to our list of indices. And it shouldn't matter if we find multiple keywords, because we are extracting them in the same object, and then we're just looking to see if that object exists. So it shouldn't matter if we have multiple keywords in the same. Excellent, thank you. Thanks, so nice. Thanks for sharing. That one has 2. Nice work, thanks for sharing. That one has 2. This kernel is really good. Thanks, Andrew. We have good job, but not good. So that one only has 1. Awesome. Thank you. That one has 2. Thanks. Nice to know how my kernel is helpful. thanks and nice. That one has 2. Very informative, thanks. Oops, sorry. Very informative, thanks. That one only has 1, so it's not whether there's 1 or 2. That doesn't seem to be the problem. It is returning an index. It's not returning an empty index. And even if it were, if we tried to drop an empty index. So if we tried to drop an empty index, we would get an error. But we're creating the sample post info and sample posts every time. So it's not that we're removing them and trying to run it again. And then the second time we're getting an empty index. Now, let's rerun this real quick. Is there any way to like do a negative index when you iLock? No. iLock. Negative. Inverse of given indices. Selects the inverse index of pages to data frame to lock. Not my index. Dot lock. Data frame dot index dot difference. Sterling says it's returning the index of the post, not the lowercase version of the post. Is that correct? Yeah, it's returning the index. And the index does, so the original index starts from 1, and we did, here, let me undo all my stuff in here. Oop. Not zoom, just undo. Oh no. All right, so when I split the cells, it kept the history in the second cell and not the first cell. So let's get that second cell back. Escape Z, Control Z. Okay, I guess we've lost that bit of our structure, but that's okay because I'm pretty sure that it was sample post dot index. Like so. I'm pretty sure that's what we were doing. Let me double check. And we do have, worst case scenario, we do have our committed version. Oop. Was it like so? Yeah, okay. So worst case scenario, we do have our committed version that we can go back and look at in case we need to. So this, I believe, is where we were at the beginning. So if we run this real quick, we shouldn't get an error, but, oop. We should get an error because I was futzing around and I forgot to unredo the thing that I did. So we shouldn't get an error, but when we look at sample posts, we do see some polite posts for mysterious reasons. Yeah, so if you look, then if you see thanks a lot, thanks got it, and they're not being removed. And then this should, that doesn't work. Indices are out of bounds. Let's get rid of that. All right, well, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what the problem is. Bob says, I lock negative I for I in polite posts. All right, let's try it. Well, okay, so here's the thing. I think the problem is with this script, but I can't figure out what the problem would be because it is returning some of them, and I can't figure out a pattern between the ones that it returns and the ones that it doesn't, or the ones that it finds and it does, the ones that it doesn't, basically. Yeah, Kyle says we need a separate model for classifying polite posts. Not a bad idea. And this is basically my model for that. It's just, hand-tuned. Expert system. It's an expert system. I'm the expert. And I have no idea what the problem is. Vijay says, Python debugger and set trace. Well, it's not. Like, it's not that it's not working. It's just not giving me my expected results. Vedam says it returns a list. You're using it as Boolean. Yes, so basically I'm looking like, is it not empty? Medu says, I would just replace keyword processor with something built into Python and check if it works. The upside to keyword processor, so it's from the FlashTech module, is that it is much, much faster, like much faster. And because I want this to scale, I would prefer to use this tool. All right. Let's edit this puppy. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this function into our notebook instead of using the imported version. And I didn't need to edit it to do that. Let's go back. I'm going to do all this work in our current notebook instead of using the imported version and see if we can't get down to brass tacks and figure out what the prob is, what you do. And it is at this point where someone somewhere is like, someone's not using unit tests. I'll get there. All right, markdown cell, debugging removal of polite posts. All right, so polite post index. It is also possible that we don't have the most recent version of this code in our current, get rid of you, in our current, oh wait, nope, that's not actually what I wanted though. I want to use just the polite post index. That we don't have the most recent version of this code in our current environment, so we can try and see if that helps as well. Oh. I think I know what the problem is. I think I'm just gonna, instead of keeping this module, I'm just gonna keep this in here for now. Pretty sure the problem is that I actually had already solved this and then I forgot to add in the most recent version. I should probably actually keep that just in case. I forgot to add in the most recent version of the library, so I was using an older version of the library where I don't know what changed, but something had changed, and the most recent version doesn't have it. Let's try this. I think this should work. I just want to delete that. All right, there we go. Give that the old run-a-rooney. Get rid of you, and actually let's run everything from here after. So we'll retrain our model and take a look. Yeah, I think it was just a code versioning thing. Oh, did I get an error? List index is out of range. Actually, you know what? Let's try a new session so we don't have any hidden state, and run from the top. Vedum says, if it's not empty, you're adding it to the private post file. Oh, yeah, that's the reason. It is heartening that the code I was looking at, I was like, I don't see what's wrong. Looks like it maybe didn't have anything wrong. We'll find out. We'll see. All right. So we're running, where are we at? We have to reread in the data. That's going to take a minute. But I think it's worth it to start with a clean state. This might just be a very not dumb. This is just like a little debugging session. I don't think we're actually going to get to any of my visualizations. But while they're running, we can quickly review what the types of visualizations that we were looking at. So the slides that we looked at, there was an interesting study that showed that when people were summarizing topics, they were most likely to use bigrams, and they reported the two terms with a median frequency. So they didn't use super common words and super uncommon words. So that might be one way of summarizing the files. Also, there's a measure of term saliency that was developed by a group at Stanford. I remember Chris Manning was on the paper. I don't think he was the first author. Where you normalize for frequency of the most frequent token, which is probably going to be in English. So you take the log frequency of your target token by the log frequency of the most common token. And then they mentioned some sort of regression that had really good results, and then I could find nowhere more information about this regression. And then this termite-based model, which is based on the termite topic modeling visualization library, which is unfortunately only available in Java, and I don't want to mess with that. All right. Actually, I've just realized that my kernel has been light the entire time, so I'll make it dark. Sorry. I know some of y'all prefer not that. All right. Well, none of these cells have run, so that's not a great sign. Weird. Oh, I see. This just didn't show up. Okay. So they did actually run. And it looks like this was the 6th one that ran. And did you run? Okay. I'm just going to run these one by one. Because it looks like the run all had a little bit of an unexpected output. All right. Oh, here we go. We have an error. Name keyword processor is not defined. Oh, I see. So I do need to, I see what the problem was. So I do need to make sure that I have these imported into our current environment. Oh, I probably could have just imported them instead of re-importing the data. Oh well. Let's see if we fixed it. I hope that we have, because then we can end the stream on a high note. Otherwise, it'll be on a frustrating note, which is not ideal. All right, chugging along. It's going to take a while to read in the data. All right, that's done. That's done. Pre-processing posts, that's done. That's runs. Well, I think it was sample posts. dot index, and that's so that we have the correct index instead of starting from 1. That didn't work. Object not callable. Fabulous. Delighted to see this. Sample posts dot index. Oh, I see. Square brackets. I do need to finish those square brackets. Index out of range. Access was. Yeah, we've got some in Ikagen's words, delinquent politeness. Well, okay. Let's see, and this is, when we ran this earlier, we had no problem. Wait. I think I know what my problem is. I think I'm accidentally, I think I'm accidentally using the old version and not the new version still. Do I have to do it twice, maybe? That doesn't make sense. Why would you have to do it? Maybe I do have to do it twice. Maybe there's something non-deterministic going on. Let's try this again from the top. See how that goes. Okay, so in sample post, the second row is thanks. In sample post info, the second row is also thanks. Okay, well, okay, that doesn't actually help. So I'm going to call this for now, and just, actually, I guess I'll leave those cells in case you guys want to play around with this, and I will commit my notebook. First click out, then hit escape, then Z. There we go. So that you guys can futz about it a little bit if you are interested. I'm going to add a code cell here, and I'm going to add first of all, I'll get rid of this code that I'm running twice. Rachel, you should write some unit tests for this. I know, this is a good place for testing. And maybe that's what we will do next week, because we've done 0 visualization this week. Sorry about that. I definitely lied in the title. All right. So let's try this again, and then just for me. It still doesn't work, right? No, it does work. What? Okay, so that second, what? So that second post that was like, thanks for blah, 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 is gone. But the first post for checking your post in Library Console and R is there. Yeah, it's gone. This is the same function. I haven't changed it. I'm running it with exactly the same syntax. Let me check. Let me double check. Make sure that the syntax is exactly the same. Sample post.index, square brackets, post.index, curly brackets. That's the same. Sample post, sample post.drop, polite post, that's the same. Sample post info, sample post.info.drop, polite post. It's exactly the same. Okay, what else are we doing in here? So we're removing the, we're making sure that the message string, not string, series is string, removing the HTML tags, but we're doing this on these objects that we've created, and then we get the number of posts, and then we get the number of clusters. What if we do it after? Why would the order of operations matter? I don't think they should. All right, let's try it. Run. All right, run you. All right, and then if we do that, we don't have the thanks anymore. All right, well, we've solved it in a very unsatisfying way. Maybe it has something to do, because I'm not calling lock in here. I am. Okay, maybe it's something to do with my filtering based on date. All right. Well, okay, here's my second question. What if, just for instance, get rid of you. What if I do it here? So right after we remove the HTML tags. Right after we remove the HTML tags. I think I figured it out. I think that you know what it is. You know what it is. Okay. I think I figured it out. Okay, so you know what we're doing here is the keyword processor has a tokenizer in it. I don't think the tokenizer is tokenizing HTML tags. So I think what's happening is if we have a word and it's abutted to an HTML tag, what's happening is that that tag is being tokenized with a word, which means it's not matching something on our stop word list. So if we remove the HTML tags first and then we do the stop word removal, we do correctly remove the stop words. So the problem isn't that this doesn't work, is that it's making the assumption that the HTML tags have already been removed. That took an hour. That took an hour to figure out. The good news is that the code that we wrote together earlier works fine, and we're still smart. Good times. Remove polite posts. Make sure you remove HTML tags first. Well, okay, so I think we can get rid of this debugging section because I think we solved it. I think we done cracked the case. Good job, detectives. We can... Yeah, that one we do need to. I think we can retire to wherever it is the detectives retire from. And wow, I really hope that I didn't just delete too many of the of those cells. We'll see. Ugh. Yay. All right. People say, does Kaggle stream daily? So I stream on Wednesdays. We read machine learning papers. On Fridays, we live code at the same time. And I guess we could do it daily. I don't know. I never really thought about it before. Next week, Tuesday through Thursday, we're going to be doing SQL every day. So if you haven't signed up already for the last thing of the SQL summer camp, Kaggle. There we go. You can sign up here, kaggle.com/SQL Summer Camp, and we're going to be doing advanced SQL. So it's a brand new Learn course. We're going to be doing some windowing functions. We're going to be doing some optimization, lots of lots of cool tips and tricks that I think will make your lives easier. It's going to take a minute to run. And I am going to check the compiled version to make sure that I haven't accidentally made code that won't run when you run it from top to bottom. Sterling said, I just switched to Aptos before I heard your reaction and had to come back. I'm really happy that we had a satisfying ending and not an unsatisfying ending, which, like, sometimes that's just the way it works, but, you know, it's frustrating. All right, so if we go down all the way to the bottom and we look at our word cloud, scroll. I know it's a lot of scrolling. These are all the clusters. This is why I want to summarize these clusters so that we're not just, like, staring at them with our eyes. Scroll. You should see that we do not see thanks or thank you or nice or awesome or good job, which are all things I'm delighted to see, but I don't care about them for this particular task. We done it. We figured it out. Thank you for being so patient with me today. Ikegan says, will the camp be streamed? Yes. So we will be in the same time slot, 9 to 10 a.m. Pacific time, which is pretty much the only time I'm willing to do something for my job that also works for India. And that'll be Tuesday through Thursday. And if you sign up for the event, you'll get emails with links so that you can remember. Anil says, I don't have the latest code, but I think the index list passed to drop was not correct. The index earlier, it was a mix of numbers and string. I think we solved that. Yeah, I think the mix of numbers and string thing is just in the way that the code is printed out. But if you would like to play around with the code yourself, the notebook is public. It is forum post embeddings plus clustering. And I think you can see a couple of people have forked it, but they've done it privately, which is perfectly fine. I'm always happy to have people poke around with things and see how they work. All right. Thank you, friends, for joining me in this live debugging. I'm gonna have to change the title of the stream. I will see you on Tuesday for the summer SQL camp, SQL summer camp. Yeah, summer SQL camp is not the name. And then we will be back on next Friday. And next Friday we're gonna make visualizations. I hope, now that we figured out what the bug was and just crushed it. You shouldn't crush bugs. They're a beautiful part of the natural ecosystem. Thank you for joining me. Have a great weekend, and I will see you all on Tuesday if you're here for the summer camp. I'll see you then, or on Kaggle. I guess I'll see you on Kaggle first, so see you there. Bye.